All right, so this lesson is over surface area of pyramids and cones. And again, we're talking about total surface area versus lateral surface area. So we do have two formulas here, which I'm going to show you how to manipulate. And we'll discuss how we came up with those formulas. So on our first picture, we have a a pyramid. Please remember that pyramids have triangular faces, and their bases can be whatever shape. So when I'm going to find the lateral surface area, I'm going to be looking at these triangles, which if you think about it, you're going to do the base. Well, let's look at this one. You're going to do the base times the height and divide it by 2 because it's a triangle. Well, we have all of these all the way around. So just like some of the other formulas that we've talked about, if you can find the perimeter of the base, if you find that perimeter, then multiply it by the height and divide by 2, that's going to give you all of these, which would be your lateral surface area. So that's where our lateral surface area formula comes from. It comes from the area of the faces, which is base times height divided by 2. And it is, our formula is 1/2 perimeter times L. And that L, remember, is that slant height. So, just to clarify, not the height that'll go straight down. We'll talk about this one when we get to volume. So we're talking about that slant height. So on here, another way you could write this formula is perimeter times slant height divided by 2. Some people prefer that, just like they prefer this over this. Okay, so just to clarify, this is a square pyramid. It is a square because it's 10 and 10, and the base shape is a square. There's only one base, which is why it's a perimeter. So, then when we go to total surface area to develop our formula, we're going to look at the area of the base, which is base times height. Now, once we have that base times height, there's only one of them. So our total surface area is going to be that 1/2 perimeter times slant height. That's your lateral surface area. And then you're going to add in a big B. Well, remember, big B means area of the base. So that's how we find that information. So let's actually work on this with some numbers. This figure is a rectangular pyramid, and it is rectangular because there is a rectangle on the base. Okay, so this one still is going to work the same way. We're going to find the area of these figures. Okay, we can do this actually the tough way by finding each individual one. The front and the back would be 6 times 8 divided by 2. So that's 24. And there are 2 of them. So the front and the back together would be 48. You can do the left and the right by doing 7 times 8 divided by 2. So that's 56 divided by 2. That's going to be 28. But there are 2 of them. So we get 56. So the total lateral surface area would be 56 plus 48, which is 104. If you use our formula, 1/2 perimeter times slant height, the perimeter is 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7. That's going to be 12 plus 14, which is 26. And then the slant height is 8. So 1/2 of 26 is 13, and 13 times 8 is 104. So this does indeed work. And I'm guessing that eventually you're going to want to take the shortcut and use the formula. So let's talk about the area of the base now. To find the base, we're going to do base times height, which is 6 times 7. So that's 42. So for my total surface area, I'm going to take my lateral and my base and get 146. Okay, and that should make sense based on our formula, which is 1/2 perimeter times the slant height plus the area of big B. All right, let's look at another one. This one's actually a word problem. So it says the roof of the doghouse at the right is a square pyramid, meaning that base is a square. Shingles cost $1.25 to cover 1 square foot, meaning area. So we're looking for area. How much would it cost to put new shingles on the roof? Okay, so we don't care about this part of the doghouse. Basically, all we care about is this. So I've got my formula. I'm not going to be putting shingles on the base of that pyramid. I'm just going to be putting it on the lateral area. So I'm going to use 1/2 perimeter times slant height. The perimeter of this is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 20. And the slant height of that doghouse is 4. So 1/2 of 20 is 10. 10 times 4 is 40. So it is 40 square feet. However, it's $1.25 per square foot. So that's going to give me $50 to put shingles on the doghouse. So again, lateral surface, now we're moving on to cones, lateral area and surface area of a cone. The lateral area is just that curved part of the cone, and then of course we'll add in our base. So when we look at this, if you think about it, just like the cylinder, this part right here has to wrap around that circle. So the formula for that part is your circumference. So when we excuse me, when we talk about our original formula, it was 1/2 perimeter times slant height. That's how we found the lateral surface area. But looking at that, instead of perimeter, we're going to insert circumference, which is what this is showing you right here. So 1/2 the circumference times the slant height. This 1/2 times 2 makes 1. That's where we come up with pi r L for our formula. And of course, to get the total surface area, pi r L, that's our lateral section here, plus pi r squared, that's our base. So on here, I am going to write the formula and plug it in, and then I'm just going to use 3 for pi just to make our notes go a little bit quicker. So the lateral surface area is pi r L, which is going to be 3 times 2 times 5. Again, please make sure that you are using the radius and not the diameter. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, so this is going to be 30 units squared. The total surface area is pi r L plus pi r squared. We already found pi r L. Now I just need pi, and r is still 2 squared. So I have to do my exponent first, so that's going to be 30 plus 3 times 4. And then 3 times 4 is 12. So overall, this is going to give me 42 units squared. Okay. Now on this one, notice it's giving me my diameter. I don't want my diameter, so I'm going to halve it and get my radius. Again, the lateral surface area formula is pi r L. So I'm going to use 3 times my radius, which is 9, times the slant height, 12. Excuse me. 3 times 9 times 12, I'm just going to use a calculator to speed this up a little bit, is 324. Now, even though I used a calculator just to get through this math a little bit quicker, please remember that on the STAR test, you are not allowed to use a calculator, so you really do need to be practicing these calculations by hand. I just wrote my total surface area formula, and pi r L, I've already found that. That's 324, plus 3 times my radius. Okay, 324 plus 3 times 9 times 9 is 81. So 3 times 81 is 243. And then I'm going to add those two values together to get my total 567 centimeters squared. So that's all we have for this video. Please make sure you complete the practice problems in your workbook.